Hey guys, so I'm laying here on the couch. They had VTO, so I took it. I'm tired, I'm not gonna lie. Hold on. As I was saying, guys, sorry about that. I was working on a video, but yeah, I'm just tired. I got even more tired after my break, and my stomach was a bit upset, but I was laying here, you guys. I'm so sleepy. I'm hoping Lavelle comes home early so that I can go and donate and pick up a few groceries and just get my butt home. But I was laying here on the couch watching Gay Babe TV, and it was a subject that is close to me. O-Face, the dog, he's been in the video since I started watching them, like since Chad was, their oldest son was a baby. And I guess he just took a turn for the worse, and now they're in a position where they have to decide on, well, they don't have a choice really but to put him down, because you can tell he's in a lot of pain. Like, he's just lifeless, basically. And as they were talking about it, it just made me cry, because it made me think about Shane, right? Like, that's something you don't ever forget. Like, I've had many dogs in my days, okay? I can count. I could tell y'all when I was younger, I had about 14, because the first one that I can recall was Rodan. She was a Doberman. I loved her so much. If I'm not mistaken, my granddad got her for me, Granddad Henry. And she had puppies. She had 10, I think it was. And they told me a story, but what they did was they got rid of her. But basically, I think it was my dad and somebody, I don't know, but they got rid of her because she was having babies, and I think she had bit my uncle on the butt or something, but it was his fault. Anyway, so we got rid of the puppies, but then we had one of her puppies, Dusty, we kept, was a big old dog. After Dusty, we had, if I'm not mistaken, Lady, and then we had Bullet. That was a smart dog. And then when I got older, and I think when we were little, we had a couple of cats. And then when I got older, an adult, on my own with my kids, I had 2 Jays. The first Jay was a pit mixed with Shepherd, I think he was. The second Jay was a pit mixed with something, and I don't remember what happened to the first one, but I know the second one got shot. And so then when my kids got older, and then we had Lavelle got a dog. Her name was, oh my God, I forget her name, but she was a brindle, and she was gorgeous. She was beautiful. Lavelle got her when we had Nunu, my cat. And so the cat thought he was a dog. The dog thought she was a cat or something. I don't know. No, that was Shane. But Nunu was tough on her. I forget her name, but she was beautiful, you guys. Jeremiah Younger wasn't paying attention. She got away. Was stolen. And so then the next dog we had was Shane. And that was the last one. I had Shane for 15 years. Definitely over 14. And so when I moved here, so it'll be a year. October 17th of this year, next month, it'll be a year that I had to put Shane to sleep. I think I knew that eventually I would have to, and I probably should have done it a long time ago, but it was just something that I think my mind shut off. Like, no matter what people said, no, he's fine, no, he's fine. And Shane pretty much was fine. Shane you would think he was having a hard time. You would see that he was having a hard time one day, and then the next day or a couple of days he was perfectly fine. Like, I think my mind was just telling me, he's fine, even when he wasn't. And y'all can see my hair just started to dry up, but I had to go ahead and put him down because we had to move, and none of the places that I was trying to move to would take that breed. And it sucks that I find out once I got here, I could have brought him with me, because there are people here that have a pit bull just too, as a matter of fact. But anyway, that's neither here nor there, because even if I had brought him, it wouldn't have made sense, because he wouldn't have been able to do the stairs. Like, Shane he couldn't do the stairs anymore. It was just difficult for him. It was hard, y'all. That calling around that day, having to repeat the same story from different person to that person, and then finally getting someone to say, yeah, bring him in, we'll take him. And the car ride there, it was just difficult. Like, and I feel like he knew, and when he just laid in the back. As a matter of fact, I still have the blankets in the back of the car. I have to wash them. I just couldn't. I still have his leash. But he just laid there like he understood, And finally found a place, and when we got there, we had to wait. So as I'm sitting in the car waiting, I'm talking to him as much as I can. He's sleeping. Every time now and then he'll look up at me. I took him for a walk twice while we were in the car, which was difficult because he had to jump in and out of the car, and it was just hard for him to do. And I think he knew. And so when the girl came out to the car and said, okay, we're ready, do you want me to take him, do you want to come with? I was like, no, I'll come. And so I walked with him in the door, and as we were walking in the door, the doctor was standing there. He looked at him. He said, oh yeah. He said, yeah, he's an old one, because you could see his back legs, as he's walking. You could tell he was having some difficulty. Eventually, them legs would have completely given out, like they were crossing as he was walking. And we walked in, and the doctor was explaining to me what he was going to do, which was hard for me to hear. Like, I know they're going to prick him so that he doesn't feel anything, but just, I've never been good with that. And, I couldn't stay for it. The girl was like, well, you don't have to, he'll be fine. They walked him on the scale thing, and there's no way I could stay there for that, and she's like, no, he'll be fine. And she kind of helped him get up there, and she was a little thing, and she helped him get up there, and he looked back at me like, it's all right. It's sad. It's difficult even now talking about it, He looked back at me like, yeah, I'm fine, go ahead. Go ahead, I'm fine. So I did leave. And I stood like outside the door to the place. I just stood outside the door and I kind of looked in. Because it was just, I couldn't stay right there, but I couldn't leave either. So I just stood there for a little bit and then I left. And I sat in the car for a while. Sorry guys, I had to take a minute. I sat in the car for a little while because it was hard. I think I cried all the way. I sent one group text, let everybody know. And then I was done after that. I didn't really want to talk about it or anything. And then I had to go back to my sister's because, and that was one of the reasons why I had to hurry up and get this done, because we were going on vacation. And I thought I had enough time to move so where he would be alright so we got back, because he would be here, he would be at home with Jeremiah. But because we did have to leave, go ahead and move, we had left and we put everything, some stuff in storage, some stuff we brought with, and we were just, it's not like he could have stayed, at her place in the basement by himself. There's nobody there. He has to eat. Anyway, long story short, I had to go ahead. And then, too, it wouldn't have made sense to prolong his life and make him suffer because I didn't want him to go. That's horrible in itself, Which, like with my grandmother, I didn't want her to pass. When they kept saying hospice, I was so against it. Even though I knew that it had to be done, But, God, it's like not what I wanted to hear, and it's not about what I want. It's about what's best for her, what was best for him. So it was difficult. It was freaking difficult. And then to move on, go on vacation and everything. Like, I had a good time. I was there. But at the same time, I was thinking, man, And then even to this day, sometimes I hear him. Like, he used to make these crazy noises when he would drink. And anybody that knows. He used to make these crazy sounds. And every now and then, I swear, I hear him. Or he would be whining and barking because he just wants to sit up under you. And every now and then, I swear I hear Shane. And it was crazy because actually recently, maybe a week or so ago, I was telling Jeremiah I could have sworn I heard Shane. And Jeremiah said, wow, that's weird because I feel like I hear him too sometimes. So it's difficult. So to see them, talk about it and go through it, it really, brought back memories there because I know the feeling. It's not easy, and it's not easy for anyone who has lost a pet or in the process of losing a pet. It's difficult. It really is to have to put your pet down, and that's something I have never in my life had to do. I've never experienced that ever in my life. Like I said, I had a dog that was shot, but I wasn't even there. And we had already given him to their dad's mom because she had a yard, and he was eating through the floor. He was just terrible. Sweetheart, but terrible. And we had one that was, like I said, they were either stolen or whatever. So we had one that died. That was hard. But for me to have to put him down, I've never had to do that, and that was difficult, and that was by myself, which is the way I wanted it. I don't think I would have handled it. It just would have been difficult with me to have anyone else there. Like, Jeremiah was gonna go, but he says it would have been hard for him, and I'm glad he didn't, because sometimes with me, especially when it's a hard situation, I feel more comfortable by myself. He was my dog, and I just loved him so much, and I hated to have to do that. I thought Shane would be with me forever, but I always in the back of my head wondered, one day I'm gonna have to do this, and how is that gonna, what's gonna happen? Like, what if I wake up one morning and he's not moving or breathing, or it was always that playing in my head, and it was like, what do I do? How will I handle that? And so to have to go through that was very difficult. I'm glad that it's over. But yeah, just seeing that made me think about it, and I wanted to share it with y'all. I didn't know how it was still going to be this hard for me. I didn't think I would handle it this way. And I'm just like, it's going to be his anniversary next year. This is the first year in 14 years that I've been without Shane. Like, I've always felt super comfortable with him around, This will be the first year this has been the first year in 14 years without Shane. And I don't want another dog. Sometimes I do, but nope. I don't ever want to have to go through that ever again. People were saying that, no, don't think of it that way, No. Even when part of me started thinking, oh, I want another one, no, I would never do it again. I can never do it again. Like, I can never go through that again. That is something, I could never go through that again. Nope. I even thought, maybe I should get a cat. Don't even want a cat. I don't. Like, I do want a pet other than goldfish, because I had a bunch of goldfish, but a dog or a cat I would love to have. But to go through that, that's something I would never do again. Never. Okay, well, nobody say, if y'all can get back on the bandwagon and do it, power to you, kudos to you. I cannot do that again. I would not do that again. I would not put myself through that again. As anybody that knows me know that I am not good with death. I don't handle it good. I don't like funerals. I don't want to attend or go to a funeral, be a part of it at all. I want it to be over with. When my grandma died, the last thing I wanted to do was go to a funeral. But I didn't have a choice. I did not want to be there. I'm not going to lie. Neither grandparent, uncles, nobody. I don't want to go. I didn't want to go. I don't want to be there. Let me say my goodbyes from where I am. It's difficult for me. We all got to die someday. I know this. And God is amazing. I know that. But it's not easy. It's just not something that's easy for me, and it never has been. And I think it started when my grandfather died. My dad's stepfather was always my granddaddy. I loved him so much. Like, I love all my family members, don't get me wrong. But when he went to the hospital, we were at school. No, it was late at night. I remember because it was on Huron. We was on the second floor, and we were in that very first room. When you walk in the door to the left, the first room. And I remember that we had this circle bed. Like, it was a mattress. It was circle. I don't know if you guys have ever seen a bed that was circle. That ain't in a hotel room, but we had a circle bed. And I remember we were back there, and it was late at night or early in the morning. It was commotion, and it was them taking my grandfather to the hospital. I think he went to the hospital while we were in school, and we never got a chance to say goodbye. I forget which one it was, and I think it was that night that we were in the bed that we were told that he passed away. And that sucked because the whole time he was in the hospital, we never got to say goodbye. We didn't get to see him. It's like, you get up in the morning, you say, hey, bye, see you later, and you come home, they're gone, and you don't see them no more, but you know they're alive, but you can't get to them, you can't talk to them, nothing, you know, and then all of a sudden, they're gone, just gone forever, you know. I shut down. It wasn't until a whole year later that I broke down behind it. But going to his wake, and you had to go in the room and, you know, see his body, and it's not moving. And I think it was from that point on that I developed this thing where I hate funerals. I don't want to go. I don't know parts of it. The wake, just nothing. I don't want no parts of it. But because you don't want to hear other people's mouths and complain about haka, you just go, you know. And for me, when I die one day, whoever don't want to show, by all means don't. It doesn't. I don't take no offense to it, because it's not easy thing. I understand that, but I would want people to celebrate my life. Don't sit around and cry. And if you're crying, let it be tears of joy. You know, have a good time. Y'all know me. Have a good time. Turn some house music on and just enjoy and live life, and remember me that way. You know, and love each other. Just always remember to love each other. That's the best thing you could do, you know, to remember me. You know, but man, y'all, I could never do it again. Like, and I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I really think about it and want to so bad, but then I remember having to let go of Shane, and I can't do that again. So I just wanted to quickly share that. I've been talking to y'all long enough. I wanted to just share that because, you know, I really hadn't talked about it since, like really sit and talk about it. I've not done that, you know. But like I said, just seeing what they were going through, watching that video, I was like, wow, I've been there, man. I've been there. I've been there, and my heart goes out to them. My heart goes out, and to anyone, like I said, who's going through the loss of a pet, because pets are like families. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised, especially if you had them for so long. Like, I could tell y'all some stories about Shane. Like, he was a character. He was a character. Anyway, guys, have a great rest of the day. I'm waiting on Lavelle so I can go do what I gotta do. And I think I'm gonna take a nap because I'm quite tired. And sitting here remembering and talking about this didn't help. So I'm just gonna take a nap until he gets here and just relax. And drink this water. I really haven't drank any water all day today, so I have to drink this. Yeah, so hopefully I'll talk to you guys later. If not, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Have an amazing rest of the day, okay? Happy Friday.